How you doing? My name is Jimel, Caliste, and I'm the president of the Wilkes-Barre NAACP, and I'm here with
Damon, Saxon, the owner of Saxon Sports Academy and the co-founder of the Wilkes-Barre Wolverines.
All right, so we're back again, Black History Month, and like I said before in the previous video, this month's theme is Black Health and Wellness. So we got a special episode for you. Dame Saxon is here from Saxon Sports Academy. We're always having a little, we're good though. But this is a special one because he's also won our President's Award at our Freedom Fund banquet. So this is going to be a nice conversation for us to dive deeper into who you are and what you guys have going on in the community and how it relates to Black health and wellness. So I'm excited for this one. So I'm just going to let you introduce yourself.
All right, everybody. My name is Damon Saxon, like you mentioned. I'm the owner of Saxon Sports Academy, and real quick, what we do there is we specialize in teaching kids how to play football while working on the football aspects. We also do speed, agility, endurance, body weight training. Alongside my wife, Joan Saxon, she does a boot camp or a fitness camp, as well as a beginner's camp for women or any adult that wants to work out and shed a couple pounds. She actually has a website, a Facebook page called Shred the Fat, and she cooks up a bunch of recipes. I can go on and on for that, but that's what we do at Saxon Sports Academy. And as a co-founder of the Wilkes-Barre Wolverines, I like to call us the best youth football program, or one of, let me say that because there's some good ones. One of the best youth football programs in the area. We have kids from ages 5 to 13. Our teams in size go from 25 to 36 kids. And it's not just about the football with the Wolverines. A lot of the coaches are guys from the neighborhoods. They take a special liking and caring to each kid. So it's more of a family aspect. So when you bring your kids to the Wolverines and Saxon Sports Academy, they'll feel like they're with family and not so much a coach or somebody that's trying to take your money.
Right. Thank you. That was a very good description of everything you guys have going on. So let's talk about you a little bit. Can we reflect on your upbringing? Like, where are you from originally, and how did you get to Wilkes-Barre?
All right, I tell a long story, so I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm originally from Newark, New Jersey. How I came out here was pure coincidence and a little bit of let's call it laziness. I had basketball practice. It was either go to basketball practice late and meet with a college recruiter who happened to be from Kings at the time. And because I didn't want to do sprints, I sat with the guy from Kings and I listened to everything he had to say about the college. I had no idea what Pennsylvania was, forgive my ignorance. I had no idea definitely what Wilkes-Barre was. But the guy, Stephen Vashel, he sold his college like none other. He convinced me and 4 of our teammates to come on a visit. We loved to hear the school embraced us, the community embraced us, even though we were one of, I'm gonna be honest, it was probably 10 black people at our school at King's College when I first got here. I could be off maybe 15 the most out of a couple thousand, which is far from where I'm from in Newark. My school was predominantly black. I went to all boys high school that only had 1 or 2 white kids. So long stories long. I get out of practice. The guy brings me up here for a visit. The football coach ends up loving me. I came up here to play football. 5 years later, I'm an All-American running back. I got a bachelor's degree in human resource management. And I found a home in Wilkes-Barre. That's how I got up here. I'm sorry, but yeah,
no, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. So let's talk about that accolade, that All-American running back here. How was that, just being out here, just being an athlete and being embraced by the community? Obviously, you were an All-American, so that obviously brought some light to the college. So how was that? How was that for you? Just being here, not knowing where this place was, and then 5 years later you have all of these accolades.
Another crazy story. I tore my ACL, but I kept playing. I mean, back then it wasn't like you tore your ACL in the 90s, late 90s, like if you could run, you could still play. And that's why you see a lot of guys like hurt themselves more. I tore my ACL, I kept playing. Then my end of my junior year, I decided to get surgery on my knee. I had surgery in January. It was like the beginning, right after football season. So in January of that year, I had surgery on my knee, and then I went to like working out. We worked out, shout out to my brother Corey Dickerson, because he made me work out 3 times a day. I was sprinting, like I was able to jog. I had the surgery in January, I was jogging by February. I was able to sprint by March. I was able to squat like 300-400 pounds by like April. I was on and not because I was like I wasn't no freak athlete. I'm only 5'6", and I was like 195 pounds, but we just worked.
Right.
Work. I was a really good talent, but I didn't have the work ethic.
Right.
This was the first year I put the work in. So now I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life. I might have had like 2 abs. Honestly, like I was faster than ever. So when I came into that senior season, I was like the most prepared I was. The first game we played in, it was just like a regular game for me. I'm running. At the end of the game, like I just so happened to be like, yo, how many yards did I have? This is how clueless I was. The guy was like, yo, Dame, I think you had 289. And I was like, get out of here. Laughed at him. Laughed all the way to the bus, because I was like, yo, this guy playing with me. I take the paper the next day, I had 289 yards. I started the season with 289 yards, 4 touchdowns. And the last game I played in college, I had 289 yards and 4 touchdowns. And that was the culmination of probably the best single season that King's College ever had. I won a couple awards. I'm only gonna tell y'all this one time. I'm never talking about this again. I do not like talking about that year, because I don't want to be defined as just that guy. But I won a ton of awards. We brought a lot of notoriety to King's College. Like I would like to say, me and my buddies, we like brought the black people to the school, because when they recruited us, they used us to then recruit more black athletes and athletes from the inner cities. So we started bringing them in, and then our team started getting better. So the college got better. It was a great thing for the community. It helped me with like getting doors where most people can't get in.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, like a lot of the news reporters, they still write now, so I can get news reports if I need written. I just started training the guy that wrote on me 20 years ago. I train his son now, and it's just good. I developed good relationships from that year.
Right.
So it was the best year football-wise, but the relationships I gained from it, I can still use now. I don't ever really talk about it. I don't like to, but it did happen. And I'm probably the best player that ever go to King's College. I said it. Yeah. You'll get pushed back. You'll get pushed back. But
No.
Arguably, if you ask around, it's me and like 2 other guys that I probably even played with or I recruited to come to the school that would be amongst the top players.
Right. Absolutely.
That's a fact.
No, that's a good nugget. I didn't know that, and it makes so much sense now as to like where you are and the things you're doing, and like the training and how that year prepared you, and now what you're doing for the kids and how that's full circle. So it just makes so much sense. So how do we get to the Wolverines, and then how do we get to the Saxon Sports Academy after?
That's perfect. How we get to the Wolverines? I worked at an after-school program for 10 years.
Okay. In
So
the area?
Yes, at Heights Elementary School, Heights Murray Elementary School. We would do the kids' homework, do like a physical activity with them, and then do like art, reading, science, like something to that nature with the kids. But we would take the kids outside for like the last 45 minutes, let's call it a recess. I would throw the football around with the kids. I started noticing like a couple of kids was really good, but they wouldn't play. So I started suggesting, yo, won't you play on the local football team? Now, I had no clue what a local football team was. Come to find out, I was only like 2 blocks away from it.
Right.
I had no idea. I would tell the kids, go play. I tell this one kid, Kyrie Carson, he will admit this to this day. I tell his mom, yo, let him play. He could be the best player out here. She signs him up, and he's playing so good. He's only like 7, but he's lighting it up. I see her, And she says, how you gonna make my son go out there to play, but you won't coach him? So when she said that, I was like, all right, you're right. I went and got more kids. I was playing semi-pro football, which is the reason why I didn't coach. We was doing like a bunch of like community service events, like just going to local teams and then trying to help them out.
Right.
We went to the Heights team right down the street from us. I took my team in. And then we looked at how they was practicing, and my guys, we wasn't feeling it, so we changed up everything. And we ran like a real practice, and I was like, yo, this is where I need to be. You know what I mean? Like, I could do this.
Right.
Now, I had already coached high school, like fresh out of college. Now I'm playing. My semi-pro career is kind of winding down, so I'm like, yo, I need something else.
Right.
I started messing with the little kids. We was the Heights Packers my first year, and we stunk. Like, my teams got beat up like every week. I think 2 years after that, we turned into the Heights Junior Grenadiers. We tried to combine with the GAL high school to like just build some camaraderie, build a link to the high school. It never panned out, but we tried it. And then doing this, like, I went and recruited like coaches, man. Like, I went and got Fatim Grady, Jaleel Owens, my wife. No, seriously, I had to like, so we was losing a lot of people, and like, we think youth football is like so easy. You think, hey, it's like free. Well, you know, we don't get paid to do it.
Right.
But it's so much stuff. Like, one, trying to find people to do things for free is darn near impossible, and give their time up.
If you can pan in on me on that one.
Yeah, I mean, just trying to get somebody to do it for free. So now we beg you for your time. And now, like, not only do we need you to coach, but now we might need you to line the field. We might need you to make hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? So now, what you thought was just a 2 hour a day thing, hour and a half day thing, is now turned into a whole nother job.
Right.
Literally. You're there every day, every night, and when you ain't there, you're talking about it. So we had to find people that was willing to commit to that, along with committing to the kids. I'm sorry this story long, y'all, but y'all gonna get it.
It's not long. It's not long.
So now we bring in Fatim Grady. We bring in that dude Jaleel. I call him that dude Jaleel. That's his Facebook name. Sorry, Jaleel Owens. Coach Lil. We bring Coach Lil along with Coach Michael, and then like the reach they had, like siblings and family members. So they bring freaking 6, 7 nephews. Honest to God. And then that turns into them bringing in like their friends. Now, I already had a core group. The kids already knew, like, I knew they respected me because I knew what I was doing. So now we get all those kids in. We all start coaching together. Those kids that Coach Fi and Coach Lil brought in now win. The first year they come in, they win. Now, we've been having like some periods of success. We had 1 year, we had a really good A team. Let me tell you how crazy this is. And this is what they do to us out here, which makes it hard too. 1 year, we get a team out of Scranton Folks. So that coach is looking for players, looking for places to send their kids. They just so happen to send them to us. Now, we was just the laughing stock of the league the year before, getting beat by 40.
Right.
We inherit a bunch of great players, like 40. We mix them in with like 3 really good players that we have, and then a couple good players we develop. Man, it's the best 18 they ever seen. We're beating everybody. Like, teams are quitting in the second quarter, third quarter. It was unheard of. When we was getting beat up, we just had to take it. We took our beatings to 40 to nothing, to 50 to nothing. And teams wouldn't like pull back on us. They would just keep beating us and beating us and beating us. Now it was our turn. We roll over the league. They changed the rules. Now nobody from out of your certain area can come play on your team. Okay, we lose those kids, fine. We start rebuilding. But now we're back to getting beat, so the rules is good. We got a team in our league that's going all around our area, in our area, giving flyers out at our school. They allowed to do it, but we can only take kids that's within a certain block radius. So now that's why you get the 12 teams with 12 kids on the team. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't fill the team.
Right.
All right. So now I say in 2000, let's call it 13. Yo, man, we going. It was 3 teams here. So Wilkes-Barre, Heights Packers, the Myers Mohawks, Mini Mohawks, the Wilkes-Barre Bears. I say in 2013, I'm going to combine all of them. I'm going to get them all to combine, because then we'll make one powerhouse team in Wilkes-Barre, and then we can defend ourselves against anybody. Now we'll have the numbers to go beat. So instead of it being 12 against 24 sometimes, it could be 30 against 30.
Right, even.
No, they didn't like it. They said, no, I was wrong. Well, I'm not from Wilkes-Barre. So I didn't get the Heights and South Wilkes-Barre right I don't have no rivalry. I only see kids. So when you see the rivalry, I see a bunch of kids that I can bring together. I don't have no allegiance to nobody. I just lived in the Heights, so I can make it all work. How life goes, I coach my little kids in Heights. The high school in South Wilkes-Barre lets me coach there. So now I'm coaching the high school in South Wilkes-Barre. I'm coaching the little kids up in Heights. I'm combining them anyway.
Right.
The same kids that seeing me in South Wilkes-Barre, now they see me with Heights. They can't call me a traitor because I'm with everybody.
Right.
So now I start working my magic. I say it every year. They keep shutting me down. Every time I say it, people tell me I'm crazy. They really did, bro. Every time, yo, I'm combining this. Only person that believed in me was my man G. He was the only one that said, yo, Damon, this would be a good idea. Everybody else, no. But then everybody started. The Wilkes-Barre Mohawks, the Myers Mohawks, they had like a little situation. They started like fracturing and fell apart.
Right.
Boom, we was right there. We jumped up. We scooped their players. We combined for a year. The next year, we get their players. The Wilkes-Barre Bears, I was this close to having the lady from the Wilkes-Barre Bears like join us too. But she had invested a lot of money in her team. We didn't want to be their name. So it ended up not working. But it's still good because that was two teams. They're in a different league than us. They're older than us. They had different weights. So now the kids we couldn't get or we couldn't house, like when we had an influx of kids, we stopped it and then we would send them to them. All right, you can't play for us no more. We have too many kids. Go play there. So now we can fund and we can hop so our kids still was playing.
Right. Regardless.
So now we worked that, but now it took 7 years. Finally, 7 years come around. My wife get on board as vice president. Fatim takes over as president. I take over as head coach. But I'm like the mouthpiece of it because they don't like to talk. So I'm the guy that'll go around and I'll tell y'all, listen, the Wilkes-Barre Wolverines, we the best team out. Beat us. You know what I'm saying? I get in, but then I go get the kids too. So I'm at a lot of basketball leagues, and I ain't looking at basketball players. I'm trying to find them a good football player.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm going to baseball tournaments. I'm trying to find football players.
Right.
And now I'm trying to make sure how it all ties together. Where Saxon Sports Academy comes in is because now I can keep the kids playing football all year long. So just like they have AAU basketball where a kid plays basketball literally from winter till whatever,
right.
It's the same with football now.
Right.
So when you're not doing football and you don't want to play basketball because you're not that good or want to invest that money, now you spend that money with us. Now we train you. And then after we train you, we put you right into a flag football season, which is really where Saxon Sports Academy originated. We go do flag football, and then that carries you to your tackle season. It all ties together. I just so happen to be aligned with one of the best youth organizations. Mm-hmm. I have my organization, which fills in the gap. Mm-hmm. And now I'm trying to take my game and myself up to an even higher level so now I can help those kids
right.
at even higher level.
Right.
That's how it all came together. I'm sorry that was long, y'all, but I'm telling you, it's really how
it wasn't long.
I could go all day. Like how my life worked is always been a series of me saying I'm gonna do things, people looking at me like I'm crazy, me thinking I'm crazy, but then somehow it all ties together. You know what I mean? I ended up meeting the right people at the right time. Even me and you, like it was,
right.
Yo, man, I thought he didn't have a job. I asked him like, yo, you work a regular job? I was like, I thought, president of the NAACP. Like to me, that guy shouldn't work.
Thank you for that. No, but for real. I think that for me, like I said before, and I said it at our Freedom Fund banquet, I know the power of youth sports. So what you're doing is it's going to be so influential, and I think that the community is going to see the effects in 10, 15 years of the men and women that you're producing that actually care about the community, that actually have been around and stay around and have seen things grow. So for me, it's always I always value an opportunity to shine a light on you specifically and the things that you're a part of. No problem. So wow, that was so much information, but let's talk about like the health and wellness aspect of it when you're working with the kids and how that kind of correlates with just keeping them out of trouble and keeping them engaged in different things. Because a lot of times, like in sports, kids don't have that extra training. Mm-hmm. That was something for me. So I played youth football in New York, and it's crazy how it all came together for me, and it'll be quick, but I played youth football in New York. A track coach from a high school came to see me. Mm-hmm. He suggested that what's the thing where you run and you try to jump over the bar?
Hurdles?
No. Like you go like...
High jump.
And I was like, I'm not jumping over no bar, man. So I found a basketball team at that school. And I started playing on the basketball team, and that kind of brought me all the way to Wilkes-Barre University. So, you know, like it was like through youth football where somebody saw me, gave me an opportunity to go to a school. Me, unbeknownst to me, the #2 high school in Brooklyn, and I'm not even knowing that I get to join the team. So, you know, like it's just crazy how a coach can kind of change the trajectory of, you know, where you are going to go. So talk about, you know, like how you just keep them engaged and keep them, you know, active.
All right. So first, right, for a long time, the overweight kid was just shunned out here when it came to football. So if you was too big, you just couldn't play. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why you see so many, like, when people say, yo, where's all the big kids at? Well, the big kids are home because for the last, up until this year, maybe a year or two prior, in this area, the big kid was considered too big to play.
Right.
Puts him to the side. Now we say, nah, the big kid, not too big. Matter of fact, come on, big kid, like come out here and run with us. Even if you can't do 20% of what every other kid's doing, we'll take it.
Right.
Because then that 20% turn 21. You know. And what we offer to the kids is, dang, this sounds crazy, man, but stability. So you know we gonna be here for you when you're ready to take that next step up, running wise, health wise. As far as like how we use it for the kids and like discipline wise, right? So we tell the kids like I'm not gonna punish you with running because like I hate it. I hate running. You know what I'm saying? So I won't use running as a punishment.
Right.
But I will use it as a tool to get us better.
Right.
So if today in practice we gotta run for 25 minutes because of the game we made, yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you'll be surprised, right? The worst kids, they love the discipline. They need somebody, like they want somebody to redirect them and bring order into their life. And that's not to say like the parents don't,
right,
but some parents can't.
Right.
And some parents is so, this sounds bad, but just understand where I'm coming from. They so in love with their kid that they don't know how to like set their kid straight.
It's true.
Well,
it's true.
I know how to love your kid and set your kid straight at the same time.
Right.
And the beauty is the parents know it. So the parents all trust me. So now like it's like a whole, it's not just like me. Like I hate saying me. It's not me. Like it's like the parents, because they need to buy in. They need to trust you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? The kid need to know that when you like yelling at me, it's not because you hate me. It's not because like you think the worst of me. It's not because you think I'm a bad kid. And you gotta like praise that kid just as much as you yell at them.
Right.
So now once you add the praise into it, the kid feel like, now if you yelling at me, I let you down, I disappointed you, I don't want to do that, I'll work hard for you.
Right. And I think that touches on a really great point, mental health.
Oh.
I think the mental health aspect of what coaches provide, like you said, it's a reassurance. It's like you said, a lot of people might not get those concepts if they haven't played youth sports or been involved in teams, of how you feel accountable to a teammate. You know, you feel responsible for a loss. You know what I'm saying? Or if you let the team down. So yeah, I love that you touched on that, because that's so necessary.
Yes.
And the community buying in, the parents buying in and trusting that what you're instilling in their children isn't negative and things like that. I am a basketball guy. I went to a prep school in Maryland, and in my time, if you're familiar with basketball, if anybody's familiar with basketball, in my time in Maryland was Quinn Cook, Victor Oladipo. They have a really good school out there named DeMatha High School. They had a really good program, AAU program, DC Assault.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a prep school where some DC Assault kids were at. The whole that these coaches that were in the summertime, they were still coming in September, October, November, checking in on the kids that were coming from Africa, or the kids that were displaced from home or whatever. So the hold that a coach can have on you, the impact that a coach can have on you mentally, physically, emotionally. Again, like I said before, it changes and can change the trajectory of where you're going to go, and especially when you have positive coaches. And for me, like I told you, and I've said plenty of times, I see what you guys are doing. I see the smoke. I see when the kids are running out. I see you all oranged out, all blued out. I know that those kids are absolutely bought in to what you're doing and everything and the whole gambit of everything that you're providing for them. And I've seen it. I've been to the field. If you haven't, you got to get down to Cold Street Park where they're doing amazing things. The youth football team is, for me, in my opinion, it's a good atmosphere. For me, I love being out there on Sunday and just seeing the family sitting on the sidelines with the colors and seeing the kids running out to the smoke, because essentially a lot of times too, sometimes this might be the end of their involvement in sports. Mm-hmm. So to give them the entire experience, you're gonna get the smoke running out, you're gonna get the music, you're gonna get for me, just seeing that, it was like, wow, these guys are really invested. And like you mentioned before, you guys are not getting paid to do this. You're fundraising, and you're pretty much, it's all volunteer.
Yeah, no, it's all volunteer.
All volunteer.
The beauty of what we do though, it's like a gift and a curse, you know what I mean? I'll tell you the curse first, because I always like to do the bad. First, when you're a coach, you gotta take on every kid's personal issues. Mm. So whether the parents believe it or not, or try to conceal it or not, the coach knows when things are not going right with the kid at home, in school, you know what I mean? So now you have to imagine dealing with 25 of those, you know what I mean? Then their parents,
right,
and then your own personal life,
right, for
free. So when you see coaches flip out sometimes, it's because they trying to manage all those things and they catch up to them, because at the end of the day, we're only human. I just had to put that disclaimer out there for my coaches, right? But the beauty, right, and what we get to do. So we get parents and kids from all over. I started it the base is Wilkes-Barre, but the goal was to get kids from every surrounding city to come play with our Wilkes-Barre kids, so they could see, one, we play some real good football down here, and two, whatever you thought, it's not what it is.
Right.
Whatever the opinions that you were given before you actually got to be involved and see it, right. Man, we dispel every myth.
Right.
When you think because they see we yell at our kids. I mean, sometimes we a little aggressive. I personally don't curse, so you never have to worry about your kid getting cursed at. But yeah, I will yell at your kid, but I will tell your kid I love him and her. That's what I do. It has to be a balance. Right. You know what I mean? Some people don't understand it, but then when you bring another kid in, because we brought kids in from Wyoming, it's a whole other world over there compared to Wilkes-Barre. We looked at really the hood. Now, if you ever been from the hood, Wilkes-Barre ain't no hood. no disrespect to Wilkes-Barre at all, but if you've been from the hood, right, Wilkes-Barre is a good city. Right. So it bugs me out when now people from 10 minutes away think Wilkes-Barre is such a bad city. It's no, we bring those parents in, and then the parents will see wait, this how y'all my kid? Or y'all interact with them y'all welcoming them right in, y'all open arms. Then the kid goes and tell another kid, and now, bro, so now we're starting to get a notoriety around the area. I don't want to just be in Wilkes-Barre. Right. I'm taking my flag teams. We went to Freeland last year and played. We took 8 teams out there. We won 2 of the 4 championships. But we built relationships with those people out there. So now we good at Hazleton. We're going out to Scranton again. We're going to take our kids to Scranton. Right. Once we develop them, because we played them too. But once we get, our kids will be good now out of Scranton. So I'm taking a couple Scranton kids to go play. Right. Man, it all works.
It all makes sense. It all makes sense. And I think that's a great concept. That's something that we're doing as well in our branch. We're trying to get into that Hazleton area and create relationships and make sure that those relationships are thriving, and we have a connection with the Lackawanna County NAACP. So you're absolutely right. Making sure that those kids integrate with different kids from different areas, yes, it helps the youth, period, have a different perspective, because your team and your group is an example of the change that's happening in Wilkes-Barre. I think we talked about off camera when you first came here. It was very different.
No, you couldn't see you couldn't drive around and see black people.
Right. And now, we have a youth football team
That's predominantly black.
Right.
Right? And but it's so diverse.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like my team, we really have any type of kid you can think of, we have on our team. And you wouldn't be able to tell they're any different than the majority of the kids because they all get treated the same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I dreamt it. Well, not really. I want to say dream. I thought of it, and I definitely put a ton of thought. Like I put years of thoughts into this, like saying, this could happen.
Right.
But man, the tiny pessimist in you say, but dang, no, it can't, man. You're gonna bring all these kids together. It's gonna go.
Right.
No, man, it really wouldn't. Like, quick message. You can really think the best is gonna happen, and it could happen. The best happened times 1,000. Now we get kids from all over. And they all bonded together. Man, this is like, I couldn't have asked for anything better than this.
Right. No, absolutely.
I couldn't have.
Absolutely. And I mean, no, that's so true. So, I mean, yeah, you kind of touched on everything. So, for me, I guess my question for you would be, where do you see the program and the academy in the next 5 years, and like, what do you see the impact being? For me, I'll tell you what I see, because I went through a football program, and I'm a product of it. For me, what I see for you guys is someone like myself coming out of your program who turns out to be the president of a civil rights organization, or possibly like a police officer, a firefighter, a Wilkes-Barre police officer, a Wilkes-Barre, a firefighter, somebody that's involved in local politics, a manager of a local business, managers of local businesses in the areas, entrepreneurs. I said it to say because I think that it's so important what you guys are doing for the youth. You talked about engaging the kids that are kind of pushed away because of the qualifications and leagues, and how you're embracing them, and how you were involved in the school, and how you were involved in the 2 schools actually in 2 different areas, and how so this wasn't something that was overnight. You were put in the right places. The opportunity met preparation, and you were definitely prepared. You had the year at King's to substantiate every single thing you were saying and doing, and then you moved on. Nothing was by mistake. Everything seemed by design for you. So for me, it's ordained. Like you said, the best has happened. It's continuing to happen. So what do you see happening 5 years from now with the program and with the academy?
All right, with the program, we probably we'll have one of the top programs here. We probably expand to travel. So we'll probably take a team or 2 and take them on the road to see how good they are. As far as the academy, we're going to venture into other sports. So I'll be doing field hockey, volleyball. I want to touch on every sport. I have 5 daughters, so I got to do something for the girls.
Okay.
I do have a son too. I want to leave him out, but I got 5 daughters, so I want to get some more activities geared towards women and young ladies. Our clothing line probably go crazy. We got some good designs, and we want to put out some new designs. My wife, she's getting super dope with this health and nutrition stuff, and just training the women, so we get more and more new people coming to the boot camp. So in 5 years, we probably have our own complex.
Right.
That'll house a fitness center. I want to do something with yoga. I want to have a chiropractor. And I really want to start a 7th and 8th grade school. So the academy will really turn into a school, and we'll play the top level 7th and 8th graders in the surrounding states. And then I'll send my kids to a high school that suits them. If I'm not coaching at a high school, then I already have a high school into which I will. All right, bro. So we set Wilkes-Barre up, and it's when people think when they question or wonder what have I done for the city, I'll tell you football-wise. We have some 6-year-olds. We have about 15 to 26-year-olds and 7-year-olds that are lined up and ready to go now. In 10 years, they'll be 16. They'll be juniors and sophomores at the local high school.
Mm-hmm.
That 15 will turn into 20 to 25 by the time we get them there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a powerhouse that'll keep rolling. We'll keep bringing college coaches here to get our kids in school. And like I like what you were saying, like, so we never talk to our kids about making it to the NFL, NBA, or any professional sport. Our sole goal is to go to college for free. One, because a lot of our parents like struggle. A lot of our parents can't afford it, and I'm sorry, by the time those kids get to college will be like $200,000 for them. A lot of our parents, even, I don't care how much they work, won't just have an extra $200,000.
Right.
So we stress getting to school for free. Mm-hmm. And that means like playing a sport you may not like, they gonna get you there for free. That means getting that math tutor, that math tutor to get that math grade up, because that's the grade we need for you to get a scholarship.
Right.
Like, so we use football as a tool because I can motivate and get a larger group of people, but the goal is to get them in college for free.
Right.
And then once they get to college, they can be productive members of society. I named the Saxon Sports Academy after me because I just want to be able to pass this on, and I want to leave it in this community because I want to leave something of me, like the same way they gave something to me. I want to leave something
back
for the community. So in 5 years, bro, that's definitely what it'll be. I'll be a millionaire, so I'll be able to donate more money to you. I speak everything into existence. No, I don't have $1 million now, so don't think about it. But I'll be a millionaire by then. I have like a nice state-of-the-art facility where I can get the kids like really trained up. And the rest I can't tell you, it's top secret.
Right, no. Sometimes you gotta
stop rolling.
Right. So sometimes you gotta guard those. But I love that. I love that. Because let me tell you, it's already happening. It's already happening across the nation. These types of academies and these types of programs are already a thing. So
we late.
Right. This area is late to the party.
We're trying to catch. I'm sorry to cut you off. We're trying to like catch the game up.
Right.
So everything like we teach, even into the kids, like we teach our 6 and 7-year-olds. Again, I keep using them, but all throughout our organization, we teach them what the high school kids are doing.
Right.
So like I'm not training your 6 and 7-year-old to be a 6 and 7-year-old player. No, I'm training like a high school. The closer they get to high school, we start the college style training. Just so when they go to these combines and college workouts, they're prepared.
Right. It's competitive. I think that the reality of it is, I mean, let's be honest. If you are a young adult, you know how viral youth football videos can go, and those 7-on-7 tournaments. The #1 player in the nation chose an HBCU. Let's just be quite frank. So times are changing.
Yes.
I think that so exactly what you guys are doing is so beneficial for the area because it's going to make the kids competitive in this area. It's going to shine a light to this area. It's going to probably bring more notoriety to the area. So again, like I love what you're doing. I love what you and your wife are doing, and you and the fellas over at the Wolverines. So again, if you could just tell us where we can find you guys, and then.
Oh shoot! All right, so I'm bad with the socials, but I give you this. On Facebook is Dame, Dame Saxon. You can hit me up, inbox me. There's also Saxon Sports Academy on Facebook. On Instagram, I'm SSA Dame1. So if you got any kids that you need to work out or you want worked out or trained, you can always reach me through there. I do personal one-on-ones with the kids. My wife does Zoom workouts, so like any of the moms. All right, bro, dang quick. I'm sorry, I gotta give my wife a shout out, right?
Yeah.
So this is how we started with the moms. We would be training the kids, and then a bunch of moms would always be like, "Yo, I should work out too." Like, you know what I mean? I should be doing this too. And then my wife was like, "All right, yo, while the kids train, y'all will train."
Right.
It started with like a couple moms. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then bro, it turned into like now she got like 15 moms. And no coincidence, like a lot of those moms' kids play.
Right.
So while we training the boys, they get to training them. I mean, it was like everything we really do. It's not for money. It's really like we try to better the community.
No, and that's exactly what you're doing.
We're really not rich at all. Like a lot of the stuff we do, and it come with a sacrifice. Like so, for every kid, like I go pick up or gotta like take home, it's like time away from my family that sometimes, you know, cause stress, you know,
Right,
stressors. But it's what comes with this. Like, and it's what we willing to do to make sure, like, our community, like, really get the best from me and my wife and my family.
Right.
Like, so sometimes we go the extra mile. But I think it's what's needed, man. Like, yo, our mark is really gonna be, like, felt in this community for a long time.
For a very long time.
I'm sorry.
That's how, you know, you're absolutely right. They can,
It's dope.
so they can find you guys at Cold Street Park.
Oh yeah, check me out at Cold Street Park. We'll start being there in sometime in March. I got a tryout coming out for my flag football teams.
Okay.
Because we only taking the best 12. I'm sorry, y'all. We took 100. We took 120 kids last year. That was way too much, even though y'all enjoyed it. So now, for this Scranton League, I'm looking for the best 12, 6 and 7-year-olds, 8 and 9-year-olds, 10 and 11-year-olds, and 12 to 14-year-olds. Tryouts will be at Cold Street. We'll have a flyer posted soon. You can hit our website up at SaxonSportsAcademy1.com. We do have a website now. Oh, man, that's dope, too. I think that's it. And y'all see me, I'm out. Like, I don't hide. I'm really in the community. I always wear a mask, but it's always a Saxon Sports Academy mask. So feel free to approach me. Dang, I didn't tell you since you're a basketball guy. I coach the 8th grade basketball, 8th and 7th grade basketball team at GAR too, right? Our 8th grade basketball team at GAR is 10-1. This is the first time in a long time we done like been this good. We the number 1 seed in the playoff. Our playoff game is Saturday against Lake Lehman, who is the number 2 seed on the other side. The Beauty, the other Wilkes-Barre team that comes out of Solomon, they're the number 1 seed on the other side. So if we work everything right, it'll be a Wilkes-Barre against Wilkes-Barre championship, which will be great for the city. But yeah, man, I coach basketball too. So don't forget about, like, if y'all think I don't do basketball, I do it all. Okay. I'm heavily involved in the junior varsity for the Wilkes-Barre area junior program, and I will be for the remainder of the future. But yeah, man, I forgot to tell you that come to our games, come support us. Like, it's dope.
I'll be there,
man.
on Saturday.
Saturday at the high school is at 11 o'clock. The other the other Wilkes-Barre team plays right after us at 12. They play a pitching team that we played.
Okay.
We got the best 8th grader in this area, and it's not close. I'm not even gonna say his name. When the president gets there, he'll be able to tell you who that kid is for those that think I'm biased. We have the best 8th grader in the area. He's a leader. He's phenomenal. He's a great kid. I can't wait to introduce you. Matter of fact, I want you to come talk to my team before the game if you could. Yeah. But this will be awesome, man. I haven't been talking about my team because we've been on the road, and I didn't want to jinx them. And I was going to wait till after we win the championship to finally address this, but this probably won't be out till after we win the championship. So I got a great, man, like, I got kids from all over. Again, I got a Spanish kid that don't speak a lot of English. He just picked up a basketball this year. Like, so he didn't even know how to, I know this sounds crazy, but you know how we run on the court? We know the lines.
Right.
He didn't even know that. I have a 6'3", 260-pound kid that's 13. He's a big baby, but he's a freaking phenomenal player. I have another kid that's like a really good swing guard named Jerry Yao. He just started playing basketball. This is his first real year, but he could be super special. He's a real good leader. I have the best 8th grader. I'm not even gonna say his name. I'll let you figure that out. But I got like some really, really talented kids. My boy Trey, who plays football for me, he stepped up like big time. I got a 7th grader who's really good named Kelvin, a shooter. You gotta come see this.
No, I'll definitely be there. I'll definitely be there.
I almost didn't talk about my basketball team. I'm sorry, y'all. But what I do with the basketball, I've been doing basketball. They let me in basketball for the high school before football. So I've been doing that for the last like 3 or 4 years. I've been going back and forth between the 9th grade and 8th grade teams.
Okay.
So I've been keeping my eye on post. This is why I know so many high school kids too.
Right.
I'm there when you're this big, and then I'm there right in the middle. So it's only right that I finish high school. But yeah, man, y'all got to come support us. The game's at Wilkes-Barre Area High School. It's going to be a great day for Wilkes-Barre.
Okay.
And you got to come see us, man.
No, we'll definitely be there. I mean, if you guys look at our social media, it'll definitely probably be a TikTok, a recap or something. So it'll be on there. I'll be there for sure. It's tomorrow then.
Saturday.
So tomorrow's
Friday.
Okay, tomorrow's Friday. I'm sorry. Saturday. I'll be there. You can bet your bottom dollar.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Okay, perfect. So, I mean, you're so involved, man. I mean, for me, what I like to do, and I'm glad we're getting this on video, is I want to give you your flowers publicly on camera, because oftentimes we only, a lot of times people in the community only look towards organizations like the NAACP or nonprofit organizations for leaders, and they don't realize that there's leaders in youth sports, there's leaders within men in the community, and a lot of times those men don't hear that they're doing a good job, that the work that they're doing matters, and that from an organization like the NAACP and myself personally, I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
I honestly, wholeheartedly appreciate what you're doing for the kids, and in any way that we can, and any way that I can, we're going to continue to support you and continue to shine a light on everything that you do in the community, because it's necessary. We had a whole conversation about football, and we could probably had another hour for basketball.
Yeah,
so I mean,
right.
So I want to thank you again for sitting with us and just talking about everything. And we'll catch you guys again at another time. Thank you for tuning in.
I had a good time.